Hello crafty friends. At the risk of confessing that I'm a craft hoarder, I have this huge amount of journal cards. I bought these quite a few years back from KaiserCraft. They were on clearance, about $1 or $2 per box, so of course I had to stock up. I've sometimes used them as pocket fillers and just popped in some here and there in my journals. They come in a small size and then in a larger size, and they are double-sided, beautiful colors and themes, and a lot of sentiments and quotes or beautiful wording. I want to use these more as I don't want to hoard them so much. I want to start using them. So I thought I'm going to zhuzh them up a little bit. I want to take a few and change them up, make them a little bit more dressed up, and I will take you through the process of this. This will be over a series of videos. I'm loving the colors and florals on this set of cards, so I'm going to start with this one. This tissue paper by Dina Wakley has featured in my latest few videos because I'm really loving using it and I'm a little bit addicted, so I'm going to probably use it until it's finished. It comes in a collage pack. I just love what it adds to my projects. I'm sticking this down with some Mod Podge directly onto the lined side of the card. If you don't have designed tissue paper, you don't have to use it. You could make your own by stamping on plain tissue paper, or in this part you could also add a pretty cardstock or even designs from a magazine. I'm going to soften the overall look by adding gesso. I'm just adding it with my finger. Once it's nice and dry, I'm going to start adding a layered embellishment. I'm going to add a piece of cheesecloth. This is my go-to as a base for a textured embellishment. I want to incorporate the florals from the back of the card in the front, so I'm punching a circle from a second card, and that's going to be part of my focal point. I'm adding some color in the background. I'm using my Brusho powder in the orange color. You could do this with watercolor or even watered down acrylic. And I'm not painting it on, I'm making it quite watery, and I'm allowing the color to flow in its own direction and create an uneven color splash of sorts. Now I'm using a hot pink ink to create some splatter. I really do love the orange and pink together. As you can see, I'm getting my colors from the floral side of this card. An easy way if you're not sure what colors to use. Once that's nice and dry, we're going to work again on our focal point. I feel that the punched out circle is getting a little bit lost in the background, so I'm trying to create layers underneath to help it pop. I've added a piece of bright pink thread all scrunched up underneath, and now I'm going to add some additional brighter elements on the top. So cutting a small strip of orange cardstock, I'm going to layer that to the right, and this is going to be the base of where I'm going to put a sentiment later on in the project. I really want to use this piece of yellow. It's actually from the top part of a calendar that I've ripped off from the spiral, so it's got the little spiral edge and it's like a glossy paper, but I really love the yellow and I love the texture it creates, so I'm going to find a way to incorporate that. Sometimes these layered embellishments come together really quickly. Other times it is a struggle. With this one, it was taking longer than I thought and I wasn't happy with the overall look. It wasn't popping off the page, so I left it for a little while because I believe you can't force inspiration. I came back to this project with new ideas. The floral circle needs something to help it pop, so I'm going to add a small trim around it in a bright pink. I'm sticking the circle down onto the pink that I'm going to use, just using a glue stick, and then I'm going to take my black fine liner pen and just go all the way around it. Not very neatly. I do want some circles that look very hand-drawn, and then I'm going to trim around it roughly about 2 to 3 mils, leaving a little bit of the pink and of course the fine liner pen showing. This is not going to be a perfect circle. We do want it a little bit rough. That already is making me feel much better. I also want to add a little bit of green, which picks up the green accents in the floral. I have these die cut leaves that are from Essentials by Marlene, from one of her die cut books. I have 2 small ones and 1 big one, and I'm just trying to see where they will work best. After moving them around a bit, I settle on just the one big one in the bottom right hand corner underneath my little colored strips. I think it creates a good flow. And then I need something more. So I'm going to use that pink again, and I'm going to do a hand-drawn heart, again with the scribbly doodle type of fine liner pen. And I'm just going to cut that out. Again, it's not going to be symmetrical, very hand-drawn, very rough, and very elongated. And I'm going to add that on the top. I then decided to add a black trim around the heart. So I'm going to stick that down on some black cardstock and do the same like I did for the circle, where I'm just going to trim around, leaving a small amount of black showing. I'm happy with all the element placements, so now I'm going to glue everything down. For this, I'm using a clear craft glue. I'm not really using a glue for the cheesecloth and thread underneath, as the glue I apply on the top paper elements will stick everything down. You could also use gel medium, Mod Podge, or even a glue stick to stick these down. Whatever you have handy on your craft desk. A hot glue gun would also work. I then want to add a sentiment. It's going to be the black with the white writing, as I think this will create a good contrast. I will add a small drop of glue under the cheesecloth at the top and the bottom, where the pieces are quite loose so they don't flap around too much. And then I'm going to frame everything by doing a fine frame line all the way around my card using the black fine liner pen. And one of my favorite things to do with this spotty tissue paper is to color in some of the spots with coordinating colors from my project. So using a light orange, I'm going to color in just 2 or 3. We're not going to color in all of them. This is just to add additional dimension. And a little bit of green. While I was looking for additional inspiration while I was stuck with this card, I did find in my journal card pack that I had the larger size card in the matching florals. So I definitely have to use it, and I'm going to make a very simple pocket for my card. When I said simple pocket, I meant simple pocket. I'm just folding about 1/3 of the large card up to create the pocket area. And usually I would machine stitch the sides, but I know not everyone has a sewing machine, and I'm just going to glue this down. Just a little bit of the clear glue and press that down to stick it well. If you do have a sewing machine, you can by all means sew this part. And I feel that I do need to do something to this pocket, so it's not just a folded journal card. So I have this beautiful orange flower, again from my Essentials by Marlene Diecuts, that I'm going to add just for a little bit of something extra. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and were inspired to haul out your journal cards if you have any, and to decorate them and give them a bit of zhuzh. Remember, you don't need journal cards for this project. You can use anything you have. You can even do this method in an art journal. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, where I have many more of these and other videos with art journaling, mixed media, junk journals, ephemera, and of course this is home of the Full Deck Challenge. Also hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. I'll see you again soon. Happy creating. Bye.